Fly Palmy Arena in Palmerston North for the first of our Sunday doubleheader in the South NBL. The Manawatū Jets host the Wellington Saints in a battle of the neighbouring provinces in round 12. The Saints and their faithful supporters have travelled 1 hour 45 up the state highway searching for a dub, but the Jets and their Green Army will be putting up a big fight. With 3 rounds left, the Jets need to really rev their engines if they want to make a serious play for the top 6. I'm Taylor Johnson, and joining me this afternoon is Kaysen Bookman. And, well, we've watched plenty of Jets games together, Kaysen. What do they need to do to get the win over the Saints?
They need to stay consistent throughout each quarter. They tend to slag off a little bit in the third quarter, and that's when the teams get them. Like I said, their last game, they were in it the entire game, and then it was just a little bit of a sleepy third quarter, and then in the fourth, Kendrick Gray got hot, so kind of shot themselves in the foot. But if they can stay consistent through all the quarters, they'll be great, because they're a tough team.
Let's take a look at the current standings. We're in round 12, and still anyone can make that top 6, which is absolutely crazy. You can look at the Jets and the Airs on 8 points, but 2 points with a win puts them in 10th, you know, with 10 points. Crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. And point differential is going to be a huge factor as well, especially for the bottom of the table teams. They need to start putting up some big numbers and get some big stops defensively to try to bump themselves up the ladder with their wins, right? It's do or die time.
The Wellington Saints also will want to keep climbing that ladder. They have 4 games left. The Jets still with 5, though. They've got a couple more up their sleeves than everyone else. And don't forget, as I said, this is the first of 2 games on Sunday. We've got the Taranaki Airs and the Southland Sharks straight after this, going at 6 p.m. And then round 13 starts with the Airs and the Tuatara. And then the Southland Sharks up against the Franklin Bulls, who are in pretty top form, Kaysen.
Yeah, they are looking like a top contending team at the moment. They are finding the rhythm, and they just look so in sync. Pretty unstoppable at the moment.
Well, let's take a look at the starting 5 for the Saints, and they played the Franklin Bulls just on Friday night, so 2 games in this round. They went down, though, 100 points to 89. We've got Musha, Samuel, Adnam, Morioho, Leafa, and Vodanovic. And who's been standing out for you in the Saints team? Because they have a lot of depth.
To be honest, I mean, Adnam, he's always a star. But Dane Samuel, the last 3 games, has been putting up 20-plus points and rebounding the snot out of the ball. He has been stepping up massively ever since the suspension of Toby Smith-Milner, actually. And he has just carried that momentum. He is going to be a big assignment for whoever has to guard him tonight.
Let's take a listen to what their head coach, Troy McLean, had to say ahead of this game.
All right, Troy, a hard game against the Bulls on Friday. What did you take away from that loss? Any tweaks that we might be able to see tonight?
Yeah, I thought we needed to do a better job on the defense and offensive glass. But look, there was a range of things that we've talked about, and the Jets are a different beast. So, yeah, we've made adjustments from the Bulls game, but we're more focused on what the Jets propose as threats.
It's been a long time since the Jets have beaten the Saints. What do you need to do well today to keep that winning run going?
Look, containing the 3 imports, you know, they're all very good players and very talented. So the guys have been charged, who have been charged with guarding them. You know, they've got to do a good job in terms of containment, and we've got to give them a lot of help from you know, non-shooters and things like that. So yeah, we're looking forward to the challenge.
That's great. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Troy, with almost a carbon copy of what every coach has said ahead of the Jets game, is contain the 3 imports. So let's have a look at the starting 5 for the home team, the Manawatū Jets. Good to see such a big crowd in, and a really familiar side too, in that with Pippin, Heron and Blake, the 3 imports he mentioned, and then Ledger and Judd, the youngsters, who have really stood up as well. What can we expect from the starting 5?
I mean, you can expect exactly what they've been producing all season long. You can expect the import trio to put up 20-plus points each, but I'd like to see the local talent step up and take some more shots, be brave, take that ball to the hole, and relieve some of the pressure off the imports, because it's defensively, as the Saints, the assignment is very straightforward. So they need a surprise. And people like Campbell Scott coming off the bench provide such a great energy to try to boost this Jets team up, and that's exactly what they're going to need if they're going to try to, you know, take over the Saints tonight.
Let's listen to what Ngātu Taufale, the head coach for the Jets, had to say ahead of this one.
Ngātu, final 6 aspirations on the line today, and there's no bigger scope than the Saints. What can we expect from the Jets?
Well, first of all, you're talking about the Wellington Saints, who have, you know, the most deepest roster in the league at the moment. So we expect them to come out and shoot the ball really well and attack us. For us, we've got to be solid defensively, and that's what we've been working on this week. We need to control the tempo of the game, so we have to, you know, try and keep them their shots limited. Yeah, but it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge, no doubt.
Great. Kyle Adnam is a key matchup. Who gets that job? What do they need to do to limit Adnam's influence?
I'd say we'll throw a lot of guys at Kyle. I mean, he's their court general. He's been setting the tone for how they run this year. We'll have a number of guys that will throw ahead him. And initially, you know, Javion Blake, he gets that matchup. Be an interesting matchup to watch, because they're both, you know, leading stats, a lot of the stats in the point guard position in the league. But we hope as a collective we can negate Kyle's effectiveness on the floor.
That's great. Good luck, Coach.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Both teams really identifying the key people in their opposition side, as we see the referees, Matt Bathurst, Mikey Graham and Harry Apes. We take a look at the TAB head-to-head stats, and plenty to talk about that field goal percentage of the Jets not looking too flash, but that's because every time they get the ball, they just fire it.
Yeah, absolutely, and they shoot a lot from outside. I was just looking at the comparison between the two teams, and the Saints almost triple the Jets underneath the basket, so maybe the Jets need to get a couple more shots underneath, take some pressure off on the three-point line, and drive in, especially against these big bodies, try to get some contact and try to get them out of the game early, because Dane Samuel, he has been the man for the Saints the past 3 games. And just, they're so stacked. You've got Musis, you've got Vodanovic, and of course Kyle Adnam. So this is going to be a very exciting game.
Points in the paint, not necessarily something that the Jets go for, but it will be the Saints with first possession here at Fly Palmy Arena. Leafa to Musis. He's going to go for a mid-range jump shot just to settle things down.
Yeah, you know, just a little easy floater in the paint to start off the game. Get your feet wet. Beautifully done by Musis.
Sometimes you just need that to get the confidence up early. So now the Jets with their first attacking opportunity on offense. Heron puts it out to Pippen, and nailing it outside the arc early are the Jets.
That looked so effortless from Pippen. He almost looked like he jumped off one leg. Not much knee bend, but look at Kyle Adnam with the answer back. And Dane Samuel to clean it up, just like he was doing the past few games.
Good intention from both teams. Samuel fouled from behind by Ledger.
And that's been the story of Ledger this year a little bit. He's always in foul trouble extremely early in the game. And they need his size, they need his body in there to go toe-to-toe with Dane and Vodanovic and Smith-Milner. Honestly, they've got some pretty tough assignments tonight.
And the Saints, they have to be probably one of the most sizable teams as well. And you're talking about height and just being so stocky too. So you really need to bring a physical battle against the Saints team.
Absolutely. And try to keep this man off the board because he is on a roll.
So early and successful trip to the free throw line for Samuel. Vodanovic just giving Pippen the second a bit of a body check, saying, welcome to the game.
I'm loving this full court pressure by the Saints. Not making it an easy trip up. Initially it was pretty difficult, but then once they got past, it was a bit of an easy trip.
Heron pulls up for the jump shot, can't get there. Musis with the rebound. Plenty of blue in the crowd as well. Lots of people have made the trip up to Palmerston North from Wellington.
You don't want a fully green crowd, you want a little bit more color. Dane Samuel drawing another foul. It's just been the story of him this past few rounds. He's really stepping up for this team.
This time it was against Judd as well, so 2 early fouls against the Jets. Adnam finds Vodanovic. Vodanovic is just going to drive, puts up the mid-range, can't get there. So they're going to go quickly down the other end through Blake. And again, it just doesn't fall for them. So Wellington Saints on the counter.
That's exactly what the Jets need to do, though. Take advantage of the transition offense because they have the athleticism and the speed on a great drive by Leafa. Beautiful drive. But again, as I was saying, the Jets, I think this is why the Saints are full court pressuring, because they know how effective they are in the full court, especially the likes of Javion Blake and Pippen and Heron, obviously the import trio. When they get going in the full court, they're really hard to stop.
Mentioned it, plenty of full court pressure coming in from the Saints, just trying to make it difficult, but Leafa picked up the foul. So looking at the options was Blake. Could have been another foul there as well. You can see the anger in Vodanovic's face. Only 2 minutes into the game, this is going to get it heated.
It is chippy already. Pippen loves it, though. He's a passionate player. I love to see him. I'd love to see him get into it. He does a great job posting up. And what a beautiful alley-oop pass to Liam Judd. Great find. Was that Javion Blake with the find? What a beautiful pass.
Oh, that's lovely stuff from the Jets. Leafa is going to fire from the corner, knocks down the three. We're in for an entertaining game if this is what the rest of it is going to be like.
Oh, I love it. I love the answer back. I love the intensity. Bring it on.
Pippen the second again from the three. Line can't get there. So Leafa will bring it up the court. Vodanovic and then a foul. A shove as well. I think it's gone against the Saints.
I think it's Dane Samuel with the offensive, maybe on the screen, because that has been a point of emphasis this season, is making sure you are in your zone. When you're setting that on-ball screen, you can't shuffle your feet, you can't hip check, you can't extend an arm. You have to stay in your cylinder, and they're really emphasizing that this year.
Ledger, his first attempt outside the arc, unsuccessful. Vodanovic to Adnam. Adnam's just going to drive, try draw the foul, and he does exactly that, and it's an and one.
And one. He is a magician on the court, honestly. He can get inside. He'll go up against anybody. It doesn't matter their size. And you see the G.J. Gardner-Holmes replay here. He just takes that bump from Pippen and from Ledger and finishes it. I'm not sure who they called the foul on, to be honest, because it looked like he got a little bit of bump from both of them. But again, that's just what he does. He gets inside, and he'll change his mind mid-air. When he's floating in the air, he'll be like, oh, am I going to pass it? Nope, and then he'll end up shooting it instead. So, like I said, he's a magician on the floor.
Couldn't make the most of the and one there, but Heron goes up, still just rolling off the rim there. So Mucius with the bounce pass to Samuel. Makes it look easy.
It was too easy. Wasn't much contact. Used his body well.
Here goes Blake, just dribbles it up himself and again bounces off the back of the rim. And another foul.
On Ledger again.
Yeah, it might be his
second. That's his second foul. He'll be coming off the floor. And Marcel Jones will come on. So again, that has been the story for Ledger. Unfortunately, he plays just a little bit too aggressively. I love his intensity to go to the board and try to get the rebound, but Adnam was just in a better position and he got him over the back.
Not a bad person to bring on either in Marcel Jones.
Not at all.
Only his 13th season in the league.
Bit of a veteran.
Smith-Milner checks into the court as well, as we see heavy contact from Vodanovic. Draws a foul against Jones too.
I mean, that was a pretty hard foul. You'll see here, he uses his body, backs into Jones, and then Jones just whacks him, and Vodanovic able to finish. That's just a big boy play. Great finish by Vodanovic.
Just like that, the Wellington Saints have a 10-point lead over the Manawatū Jets.
But to be honest, we've seen a lot of comebacks here in the NZNBL. A lot of first quarter leads blown up about 15 to 20, and then the other team that's behind comes back.
Look at those supporters in their team merch. You can be like them as well if you scan that QR code on the screen. Get some cool New Balance gears. As we said, there's plenty of blue in the crowd, but equally plenty of green.
Love those shades.
They have the best supporters in the league by far.
Do you think they have a Jets superfan store where they just sell a bunch of random green stuff and you just go in, you got a little gift card, spend $100, get a free pair of sunnies or a green wig, whatever you wish. I love it.
Look Sharp's making a lot of money out of the Manawatū Jets team, that is for sure. But this is a 9-0 run as well from the Saints. And it's because they're just not getting those buckets of ball at the moment. The Jets, they're getting open looks, they're getting good looks as well, but it's just converting it.
Absolutely, but they just have to keep that pressure on. They have to keep attacking because that's where they're going to get the easy baskets. Yeah, they're not falling now, but they will. You have to keep shooting. You have to keep attacking. Don't settle for the outside jumper if the inside's not falling. You have to keep driving. Try to draw those fouls. Get to the TAB, just like this man on the last play.
Manages to add the 1 point extra for the Saints. Now up by 11. It's Pippen the second, brings it down through the court. Judd looking for some options. Good pressure one-on-one being applied by the Saints. And again, a little bit of indecision. Jones goes for the three, and again, just couldn't get there.
Yeah, unlucky there, but I'd love to see the contact between Pippen and Vodanovic. They are going at one another. This is going to be a really physical game.
Three unsuccessful as well from that right edge. So right, you can see the contact very early in this game. Speaking of contact.
I don't mind that no call, actually, because they both, maybe Smith-Miller didn't have his feet set. I guess we'll see the GJ Garner-Hose replay here. But again, yeah, his feet were moving and Pippen leaned in. So I love that no call. It's a brilliant no call by the ref. A hard hit, though.
Well, you always expect it to be heated between these two teams. For those watching outside of New Zealand, Wellington and the Manawatū right next to each other, neighbouring provinces. And Wellington definitely the big brother, and Manawatū the little brother when it comes to size.
And the new import, Elijah Thomas, checks into the game. He had a bit of trouble when he came in his first round, got into a little bit of foul trouble. Hopefully he can keep that under wraps tonight.
A wayward shot there from Pippen, hitting the side of the backboard. So Mucius will drive and then kicks the ball out as well. And again from the same spot, unable to get the three, but a foul as well.
Oh, is that we just talked about how he's been in foul trouble.
Oh, no.
And he comes into the game and gets his first one straight away.
He is a magnet for fouls at the moment.
Just look at the size of him, though.
Fouled out in his first game after being on the court for 5 minutes, 18 seconds.
Just too aggressive.
The step back shot coming up. Not getting it either, so really struggling to get any points on the board at the moment, the Jets.
Absolutely, but great drive by Mucius. Good work by the new import. Get that rebound and to take the body and finish with the baby hook with the left hand. And that's probably why he's been getting in foul trouble. He is a tough, tough guy. Look at this. Just takes the contact from Pippen and just finishes the pot. Good shot. What an amazing move. I like the energy. Also, Pippen's going to be pretty exhausted after this game, all the physicality he's experiencing at the moment.
Just falling short. Tohi Milner with the rebound, but it's fallen in the hands again of Blake. Kicks it out to Momoisea. Momoisea for the three, knocks it down. That's a great shot from Momoisea.
That's what we love to see. We want to see the local talent get involved in the game and get the pressure off of the imports. And a great job by Pave to step up and knock down that three in transition.
Wide open look there for Smith-Milner and makes it look easy. Nothing but net.
Well, I mean, he didn't have any defense on him. That's just a lack of communication for this Jets team. Can't leave someone like Smith-Milner, who's currently shooting 43% from the three-point line. You can't leave him wide open.
That three-pointer from Moisea was their first field goal in 3 minutes and 2 seconds for the Jets.
Look at this defense. They are all over this Jets team.
It's been the key at the moment for the Saints, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Really struggling, and again, the steal coming through. Smith-Milner with the easy finish.
Saints are not making the Jets' life easy at the moment. Look at this pressure on the outside of the three, not letting the imports get those easy shots or the easy drives like they want.
They're not adjusting well either, are the Jets. They're not really absorbing the pressure or changing it up. And again, a wide open look for Leafa. Not going to be successful. Moisea with the rebound. Blake bringing the ball up the court. He's going to go one-on-one. Nice handles. Gets the ball knocked away though. Pleading for a foul from the referee, and then a hand to it from Heron. It's still with Leafa. Everything is just going the way of the Saints.
Now would be a good time for a timeout if you're the Jets. I think I would probably call a timeout. Try to regroup, settle down. You're down by 17 on your home court in the first quarter. Not how you want to start the game.
Again, another wayward shot from the Jets as well. So right now would be a good time to just call a timeout, have a chat. And that's a much needed turnover. They need to convert it though. They've had plenty of opportunities and looks. Not quite an and one, but it's a trip to the TAB free throw line.
Yeah, exactly. They just need to get that offense moving a little bit more. Try to get a little more momentum, a little bit of rhythm, a bit of one-on-one at the moment, but try to get that ball moving around. As you see here, great defense, get a hand on that, but there's the import. Slamming it down. The Saints are just on form at the moment. And this Jets, they just need to have an answer back. Can't rely on one man, this man at the free throw line, to do it all. And you've got majority, all, apart from Blake, local talent on the floor. Coach is trying to switch it up. See if they can make something happen.
Love to see coaches using the depth of their bench. Leafa, Samuel. Looking for the options, getting a tip to it with the Jets. Adnan with the bounce pass to Thomas, and again on the rim.
Just no match, Pafe, unfortunately. He is a big man. That is a tough defensive assignment. And Marcel Jones with the pull-up. This is the rhythm they need. They're starting to catch fire a little bit. Gotta get a turnover, create a turnover here, and try to convert.
That's the key word there. It's the conversion. They're not successful at the moment, the Jets. Plenty of looks, as we say, as Jones picks up a foul.
The sheer size of this Saints team is showing. It's on display. They're dominating underneath. They're moving the ball well. They're playing extremely well in the defensive end. They are a tough team. And this guy right here has been the workhorse these past few rounds. Getting the job done, cleaning up the glass, and finishing underneath. This is his third trip to the TAB. Getting a little bit of tongue-in-cheek going on, but we like it, a little bit of competitiveness.
So big lead to the Saints, up by 17 points at the moment. Moisea bringing the ball down court. Finding Blake, back to Moisea. Got options in the corners. They go to Pippin, the second, pulls up for the long two. Again, not crashing the boards a lot either as this Jets team.
Yeah, it's a bit of one and done at the moment. If it's not going in, no one's getting the offensive boards. Oh, great hustle by Campbell Scott. Try to get the block, but good move by Leafa to protect that ball and draw the foul. You see he gets beat here on the drive, and then he tries to make his way back. Just unfortunately clipped him on the hand. But that's where they need to be better at the moment. There's a bit of miscommunication on the defensive end, especially when Pippin and Heron were out. There's about 3 people on one guy. Fortunately, they didn't score on that possession, but it's just a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe a lack of confidence, I'd say, for the local talent. when they rely so heavily on the import trio, but again, they've got to do a better job with their defensive assignments.
Trailing by 19 points at the moment, but that's nothing in the Sal's NBL. As we see the bank a three from the edge. Great work from Cam Scott.
He made up for that last foul. Great job, Cam Scott.
Again, a foul going against Manawatū.
That was a great screen by Vodanovic. Textbook of how to not set an offensive fouling on-ball screen.
As I mentioned before, I mean, we've seen so many come from behind wins.
Yeah, even last
NBL
night.
team.
Last night, oh, who was it? What game was that? The Hawks and the Nuggets, I believe? It was a recent game where they were down by about 20-some in the first quarter. No, it was the Nuggets, and the Nuggets came back and won. So like you said, no lead is safe.
None whatsoever in the Sal's NBL. That's what makes it so good. And that's why every team is still in the race for the top 6.
Which is wild to me, because you can be 4-9 and still have a chance to make the top 6.
That's better from Heron.
I love him when he goes to his left. He's unstoppable. And he can just pull up. He can go anywhere, shoot from anywhere, drive. And when you give him that left-hand side, he is an absolute weapon.
And the transition was better as well from offense to defense as Heron fires again from the left and banks the three.
Get you another one, Mustafa Heron. That's the energy they need. Well done. This is the Jets team we're looking forward to seeing.
Timeout has been called as well. If you are Ngāti Taufale, what are you saying to your Jets team? Obviously, the score has blown out, but they've started to slowly pull their way back in.
It's those extra passes. You saw Pippen there. He made that extra pass to Heron in the corner because he's a little bit hot at the moment, and as a perfect play, heads-up play, find him on that left-hand side. Heron, I would pin him up against anyone. Obviously, he's left-handed. He's got the advantage. So a very smart play by Pippen. And that's what they need to do. They need to keep making those extra unselfish passes and get the Saints shifting on defense. Because when you have those big bodies on defense, they're not going to move around as quick as you are with your small, nimble players. Yeah, they're going to body you up on offense, but on the defensive end, they're not going to be able to outrun a pass. So keep driving, keep kicking, and moving that ball around.
The Jets with just 4 wins this season and 9 losses. The Saints 7 wins and 7 losses. So for them, a mediocre season, bang, half and half, wins and losses. This is their second game of round 12. Remember, they played the Bulls on Friday night, lost 100 points to 89.
But to be fair, the Saints started how the Jets have been playing consistently. They started off a little bit shaky with only 1 win, but then as they gained their full strength, their full roster, they've just been cruising through the competition.
And them cruising up the court as well at the moment. Bounce pass to Samuel, looking for the options. And again, they're gonna go, oh, look at that connection. Couldn't quite get there. Eventually does though. Looking for an alley-oop there.
That was a beautiful play. I really love that. I love to see that, feeding the big guys underneath, rewarding them for setting those really great screens and finding them for the alley-oop.
25 seconds left in the first quarter. And 7 seconds left on the shot clock for the Jets. Heron, is he still hot? Yes, he is. He checks success.
Let's go, Mustafa Heron. He is feeling it. Get the ball in his hands. Let him go to work. And that's been the story for the Jets. Which import is hot on the night? Usually it's all of them, but one always stands above the rest, and it's Heron at the moment. He's got their last 8 points.
Well, the biggest lead was 19 points to the Saints. Have done well to claw it back. Vodanovic loses the handles. Less than a second. They need to get this up, and they don't.
A bit confused with the clock here.
I think that's what Samuel's arguing, saying, well, that's not what the clock said. trying to sort things out here. Trying to get some clarification. Referees having a committee meeting.
But you said it earlier, no lead is safe. They've been down by 19, and it's only the first quarter. And they've clawed their way back to within 11. So you can't count anybody out, especially the Jets team, because they've got some threats in all aspects of the team, to be honest. Anyone can catch fire, but especially those imports. When they get going, they are hard to stop.
Bounce pass, Vodanovic needed to get it up. Oh. That is not what the Jets want.
I was going to say something about Ledger being on the floor with 2 fouls, but I didn't want to jinx it. Maybe I should have, because that's his 3rd foul. And that is a dagger to the heart of this Jets team, because they need his body, they need his size against these strong men like Vodanovic, who has been incredible for the Saints this year.
Well, that's exactly what you don't want with mere seconds left on the clock.
Oh, that's just coach killer is what they call it.
Pippen, the second, will inbound it. They'll try and take a quick shot. Momoisea, well short. So after a big 19-point lead, the Manawatū Jets have clawed their way back into this. And after the first quarter, it's the Wellington Saints leading 35-22 over the Jets. Don't go anywhere, because the second quarter is coming up after this. The league, but what is the stats telling us from the first quarter, Kaysen?
I mean, it's the Wellington Saints written all over it. They are dominating the glass. They've shot more, and they are absolute weapons on defense at the moment, shutting down the likes of Pippen and Blake. But Heron caught fire at the end of the quarter. Let's see if the other two can keep up with Mustafa.
Really physical game too in that first quarter between these two sides. Plenty of fouls given and a couple trips to the Tebu free throw line for the Saints as Adnan finds an open lane. Can't get the ad one, but gets the foul.
And the Saints are doing a great job of getting in the lane. They are shooting about 60% at the moment, and 16 of those shots, 16 of the 20 have been inside the paint. So as you can see, they've made several trips to the TAB, and they're all getting underneath and finishing and drawing the foul, doing a really nice job. And it's a testament to the strength and the sheer size of the Wellington Saints.
This is attempt number 15 from the TAB free throw line for the Saints, as opposed to just 2 opportunities for the Jets. So finding themselves in foul trouble are the home team, the men in green, as Heron. That was just a messy pass, wasn't it? I think he lost the handles.
And it's that one-on-one play that the Jets need to avoid. They need to get everybody involved offensively.
Great save there from Blake, I believe it was. Was too. Heron just outside the arc, waiting for his troops to come.
There's that matchup between Pippen and Bogdanovic.
They are drawn to each other at the moment. Real physical game. And again, just miscommunication. Heron, the second turnover in less than a minute. One goes the other way though as well, so they'll get it back.
They'll have that. They'll take that.
But messy from both teams though, coming out of that quarter. What do you reckon the message was for both sides?
I think the Saints keep up the defensive pressure because obviously the Jets are really struggling with it. And as you see here, the full-court pressure, they're not making anything easy, but continue to drive for the Saints. And for the Jets, if I was a coach, I would try to get a little bit more ball movement. You got to be stronger on the defensive end. Great job by Blake to draw the foul there. He fell pretty hard. But again, don't settle for the one pass shot, you know, offense. You gotta get the ball moving, drive in, and try to get to the free throw line because 15 attempts in one quarter is a lot compared to 2. So it's a big imbalance.
They've done a really good job, have the Saints, to shut down Blake at the moment because he's second in the league when it comes to points per game, just behind Kendall from the Sharks with 23.2, and then third in the league when it comes to three-point percentage, and fourth as well in the league for rebounds. But he's had a very quiet opening quarter because of that defense we've been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't expect him to stay quiet the whole game because he can catch fire as well as any of them.
Wide open look for Bogdanovic. It bounces off the rim though. Couldn't quite get the height he needed on it.
Fortunate there for the Jets. Pippen took a little bit of a tumble. Hopefully he's not hurt too bad.
Blake unable to get there. Ball's been knocked out of the hands of Smith-Milner. And it will be Saints ball to inbound.
Great job by Judd to stay with that ball. He was the only one in green underneath, and he was able to knock that ball straight out of Milner's hands and get the deflection.
Oh, might actually know it's Jets ball.
Yeah, it's Jets ball.
Again, it's the conversion. They need to make the most of this opportunity. Pippen the second. He's going to go one-on-one. In fact, he kicks it out to Blake.
Yeah, love it. Great shot by Blake.
Aimed and fired, and that's what you want from Blake. When he gets hot, he's hard to stop.
And that's going to be on Pippen. And you can see there, they're talking to each other, trying to figure out who the foul was on. But Pippen wasn't too happy with Heron on that play. I think Pippen picks up his second. But great work by Pippen on offense. He posted up in the mid-post against Bogdanovic, drew the attention of the Saints defense, which left Javion Blake wide open for the 3. And again, another foul on Marcel. Oh, offensive foul against Leafa. Yeah, offensive foul. So a bit of a physical game tonight.
Basketball is just as much of a mental game as a physical one. You need to get inside your opposition's head and start drawing those fouls. There's Judd. Gives it to Heron. They've got most of their starting 5 back out on the court. Wide open look here as well. And again, couldn't convert. Boxing out well as Mucius.
That is a beautiful box out, but he was holding him from the front. Sorry.
Not happy with the call either. You can see him arguing.
I want to see that replay.
But I think Judd did well as well to really milk it too.
Absolutely. Oh, I think it was Jones. Let's see here. Oh, Ledger. Sorry, we were both wrong.
Ledger.
Surprised the foul wasn't called on Ledger, to be honest.
He was probably stressing when he heard the whistle too.
Yeah, you would be. How many is he on now? 3?
He's been great for the Jets. Him and Judd, and why they have earned their spots in that starting 5 as Heron puts up the 3. Bogdanovic gets a hand to it as well, so it falls short. Thomas back on the field, on the court, should I say, for the Saints.
You got your rugby brain on.
Leafa tried to get the pass away, but it was read.
That was a good drive. I don't mind that. Probably would have been better if he just took that one up, but he was trying to do the unselfish thing. Yeah, but great hands by Ledger there. I love that by Leafa, trying to give it to the new guy, give him a chance to get going.
Again, good rebound from Ledger. He's 5th in the league when it comes to blocks, so defensively he does enjoy himself on the court, and that's just really nice stuff. Soft touch coming from Blake just to let that ball go in.
That's the matchup he wants. He wants a big body on him so he can use his speed and his athleticism against him.
Again, Ledger with the block on Adnam too, nice and clean. All ball. Thought about the 3 to Judd, and just going himself, and again, putting it in softly.
Absolutely. Like we talked about earlier, he is an absolute weapon on his left-hand side. And when he gets going, he is hard to stop. When he's going downhill, he's hard to stop. And again, another matchup that he probably liked. So again, the Jets are finding these mismatches with the guards against the bigs, and they're just taking it to them. And that's exactly what they need to do.
And they've cut the lead down to 6 now, have the Jets. And don't forget, this is the Sal's NBL. So by watching this, you get discounts on pizzas. So you get a large 100 pepperoni black garlic pizza for $35, only if you use that code BASKetbol, and it's valid until Wednesday as well, so make sure you write it down. You can have it today, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Do you think they count the pepperonis? Do you think they just assume everyone's gonna assume that they counted the pepperonis? Because 100 pepperonis on a pizza is a lot.
I mean, if you've got young kids and you want to keep them entertained, I really suggest getting one of those and asking them to order whether there's 100 pepperoni slices on there.
Oh,
Calms them down. But this is something we are going to look forward to. We're so lucky to be working on this league as well. Tauihi Basketball starts on the 12th of July, all games live on Sky Sport. And don't forget the Rapid League too. What do you make of that?
well, to be honest, I'm a little embarrassed. I didn't know that it was happening, and then Andrew Mulligan filled me in, and I think that is so cool, especially for those that may not see a lot of court time. I think it's an awesome opportunity to get the game growing and give everyone a chance to play.
Some huge names as well coming to play in the Tauihi. There's a lot of skill on display last year. I'm looking forward to that tournament kicking off. And Vodanovic, not afraid of the physicality today. This guy came out with a mentality that he's going to collect some bodies.
Oh, absolutely. He is one tough guy that I would not want to guard because he doesn't mind a bit of contact, like you said. And it's the same. You see these three men right now that are on the free throw line and on the wing of the free throw line. They're huge bodies, and they're strong, and they're athletic. And they pretty much outsize the Jets 3-1, I would say. And they're really showing their dominance underneath. But the Jets have done a really great job stringing together some defensive stops and conversions on the offensive side of things. And you see here Mustafa Heron, he's been a key ingredient to that success.
Brilliant three from Marcel Jones. That's what you want, and a timeout's been called, I believe. Are they just wiping out the court? Might just be wiping that court there.
The Cowboys earning their keep.
4-point game though. Like we said, no lead is safe here. They were once up by 19 points, the Saints. But again, you got to look at that as the Saints and be like, where did we let them back into this? You know, when you have a lead like that, you need to really close out the game.
Well, it's been on the offensive side of things. When they're driving in and drawing the foul, they're not really doing that well on offense. They're not getting that ball moving around. And the Jets have finally found their rhythm on defense, and they're communicating much better. You see them shifting in sync with one another, helping, except for on that play. That is not what you want. All the way around. And that's just a lucky finish for the Saints.
And I think that came off the hand of Heron. You can see the frustration in his face. But again, Vodanovic should not have been wide open. And what a three from the Jets.
That's the guy that I want to see shoot the ball at least 5 times more than he's shooting it currently. Because he has that three-point capability, and great job by the import. Take it in strong and finish. Get Judd the ball again, let him shoot.
Well, this game is really heating up, and applying a lot of pressure was Thomas. And he's gonna get called for the foul too. Plays a very physical game, as we already know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why he fouled out of the first game that he played in. But if you're the Saints, you got to use him. Look at the size of him compared to Vodanovic. Vodanovic is also a big man. And you see him next to Thomas, and he's just a monster.
What a finish, razzle-dazzle from the Manawatū team. Liam Judd has really had an outstanding game today. We've got to have a look at that on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay soon. And Thomas loses the handles too. And the momentum swing is starting to go the way of the Jets. Finally finding their wings at the moment.
This is, I don't want to say a retro Jets team, but you see here, here's the replay. Blake with a great pass to Liam Judd, and he's a guy, Liam Judd, for this Jets team that you want to get going. You want to get the ball in his hands, get him confident, get him shooting that three ball, because the three ball is one of the strengths of the Jets team, but the defense of the Saints is out on the wing, and you want to keep your options open. You want everyone to be shooting the ball, not just rely on the imports.
Judd's having an outstanding rookie season. I know we talk a lot about Charlie Dalton and a lot of the other rookies, but Judd as well, his name surely has to be in there.
Absolutely. When he's in the corner, he is lights out. Oh yeah, that came off the Jets there.
They're getting a lot of hands to stuff, but they just can't get the ball back. As Vodanovic decides to take that quick three and nails it. You don't want him to get hot outside that three-point mark.
Absolutely not. He fell short on his last two, but let's see if Heron has the answer back. But no, like you said, you don't want to let Vodanovic get hot, because he is also a weapon from outside three-point range. And here he goes again for a back-to-back, potentially. No.
Ledger with the rebound. Again, wide open look for Heron. Knocks down the three.
Oh, he's having himself a night, isn't he?
That was money from Heron. So Adnam Smith-Milner checks back onto the court. Open there. And just ducked under.
That was a really good post move. Simple, basic, but effective. Great job by Smith-Milner.
Sometimes you just have to go what's simple and effective these days. Just drive into the lane. Marcel Jones tries to do that, but couldn't get the ball to fall.
He took the contact there, but he just kind of rushed the shot. I would have liked to see him take his time, actually shoot it like he means it. He just kind of flicked it up there.
Another rebound now. Oh, and that has gone the way of Adnam. Gets the ball out to Vodanovic. Vodanovic drives closer, looking for the contact. Gets the two-pointer. And again, up by 7 points. Here goes Judd. Gets the 2 points back. All of a sudden, got a bit of pace in this game too.
I love it. This is a completely different game than the first quarter. The Jets team finally decided to show up in the second.
Mucius is going to go into the paint, hooks the ball around, and it just swivels around the rim. Unfortunate. So now 5 points of difference. 2.5 left to go in this quarter. Heron just taking his time, kicks it out to Jones. Jones from the right-hand edge.
And this Jets team is getting hot from the three-point line. If you're the Saints, you've got to keep that pressure up and not give them such easy looks from the three. And here in transition, this is where they're lethal. Oh, just a little bit too high on the alley-oop pass. But again, you see the big bodies not getting back as quickly as this Jets team is pushing the pace.
It would have been pretty. It would have been real pretty.
And they've got to go. They've got to go.
Again, 2-on-2 down here. Eventually, help comes. Vodanovic. Oh, words being exchanged as well between Pippen and Vodanovic. But we expected that, because from the get-go, those two have been on each other's tails.
Absolutely. And you'll see here, Vodanovic, he's an honest man, and he'll let you know when he's fouled. And like, he's just a competitor. He's like, hey, I know I fouled you, don't worry. I'm just a little bit tough. I like the heat of the competition. I'll call myself out when I foul. Great job by Blake to take that contact. Again, this is the Jets team that we like to see. The ball's moving around. You're not relying on the imports as much to put that ball up. And you've got Liam Judd catching fire. Marcel Jones from 3. People are stepping up when they need to.
Now we're at a tie game.
How did that happen?
49.
We wanted an exciting game coming in.
We got it.
Got our money's worth.
Just falls away. So 49 all. Nothing separating these two at the moment. Vodanovic decides to go himself and then just nicely puts that ball over.
He is a unit. He's so strong and he's so calm underneath. And oh, Judd just can't get it to fall. Great hustle by Jackson Sten. He ended up in the hoop with the Towel Boys. But again, I love that type of offense from the Jets. Find Judd in the corner because I feel like, I don't know him personally, but I feel like that's his hot spot. Early in the season, he was on fire from the corner. And they're starting to find him a little bit now. Just can't get that last shot to fall. But again, seeing a little bit of frustration from the Jets bench at the moment. Not sure if that's on the defensive end or what, but they clawed their way back into this game.
2 points the difference at the moment. This has been an outstanding second quarter from the Jets team. Let's take a look at some of the stats from TAB, our official stats partner. And the field goal percentage has definitely increased. It was 38% for the Jets in the first quarter. Now it's at 45%. Still probably not where they want to be, but certainly increasing.
The Jets are shooting 45% from the three-point line, which is great, which is probably the reason they fought their way back into this game. 10 out of 22 shots, compared to 3 for 10 for the Saints. But the Saints have just been so dominant underneath with their drives to the paint and their hardy finishes. Just classic basketball, old school basketball. Drive it in, take the contact, and finish. Get the and one, get to the TAB. That's what I love about this Saints team. And the Jets have done a great job on the likes of Kyle Adnam. They've held him to 4 points in this first half so far, so he's had a pretty quiet night.
That's usually a name we're saying quite a lot too, is Adnam this, Adnam that, but you're right, a lot of these players are doing well to shut down the key playmakers. Even Leafa, I haven't really said his name too much today. It's always been Vodanovic.
Absolutely.
And Smith-Milner as Adnam adds to his 4 points.
Yeah, but again, when you have the likes of Danny Pippen and Mustafa Heron on the bench, and you've got the bench players on, that's the time to ramp up the D, because they've got fresher legs. That's when you want to apply that pressure. Put the pressure on full court and in the half court. Get up in the Saints' face and not give them any easy opportunities. Take advantage of those fresh legs.
Blake doing well there as well, just to get the foul. And we saw this at the end of the last quarter too. Just mere seconds to go. Getting a trip to that TAB free throw line.
And that's something that he's extremely talented at. He's got an amazing first step, and he uses that to his advantage, especially when he has the likes of someone bigger on him. Let's say it's Elijah Thomas, sorry. When he's got a big on him, he's going to use that first step to his advantage and get to the hoop and draw the foul. And he's just been so strong with that this season. Blake knocks the second one down to bring the lead within 2.
Turning the ball over too was Jones. That was way too simple. Time surely running out here. And just flirting with the out of bounds was Cooper.
That was a heads-up play by the Saints there. Vodanovic left him hanging. But again, that costly turnover that you don't want to have to end the quarter. But again, that was a great job by the Saints to trap him in the corner, get him in an uncomfortable position, and force the turnover.
Oh, Vodanovic let Dougal Mead to hanging there. Can't leave your friends like that on national television.
Absolutely not. He was worried about the call, I think.
So the Saints will see out this first half, and Adnam's just going to drive. In fact, he's going to kick it out to Dougal Meta. Don't worry about getting left hanging because he just knocked down that three. As we hear the siren here sound at Fly Palmy Arena, and that is the impact you want coming off the bench. Outstanding work from the Wellington Saints. They had such a big lead in the first quarter, and now they find themselves still leading, but just by 5 points over the Manawatū Jets. Don't go anywhere because the second half is coming up right after this. Welcome back to round 12 in the South NBL. The second to last game of the round. The Saints have travelled north to Palmerston North to play the Manawatū Jets, and they have a 5-point lead at the moment over the Jets, and it's been an exciting first half, should I say. Kaysen, what have you made of it?
It's been a physical game. I like it. I love the competitiveness, both of these teams. The spot on the ladder is on the line, so of course they're going to fight tooth and nail to try to win this game from both sides. And the physicalness is leading to a bit of chipping between the teams, but like I said, I don't mind it.
This looks good too at the TAB stats. I mean, the points are well spread. We don't often see that, particularly from the Jets.
Absolutely, you nailed it on the head, and that's what the Jets need. They need everybody scoring, they need everybody contributing. Yes, bar the imports, everyone contributes, but they need to contribute on the points end of things. They do the little things, the 1%ers, but they need to start racking up some more points to relieve the pressure off of the imports. And they did such a great job in that first half. You see here the steals. Tony Smith-Milner had 2, as well as Isaiah Mucius. Kyle Adnam with 1, but Again, he had a bit of a quiet first half, so look for him to get going in the second. And that's probably a testament to the pressure that the Jets put on him in the first half.
Not a lot of steals, but there have been quite a few turnovers with just wayward passes or people getting their tip to the ball, their hand, to the ball. As we see all the dancing happening in the Manawatū. Great to see the crowd. Look at that. I have been to plenty of games and I haven't seen a crowd that gets into it as much as this Manawatū supporters group.
I mean, what else is there to do in Palmy? Gotta go to the Jets game.
Absolutely. They've got one more home game here in round 14 against the Rams. So if you are in Palmerston North watching this, make sure
defensive end to get things going, distributing the ball. But Vodanovic, he has just been a monster inside and out for the Saints.
They've kept Adnam to 6 points in the half, which is quite rare for him as well. And even Lucius only got 4 points.
Yeah, and those are two key players for the Jets to keep them quiet, to give themselves a chance to win this game. But if you looked at the comparisons, the points in the paint, the Wellington Saints have 30 points compared to the Jets 12. And that has been the story for the Saints, is driving in and drawing the foul and getting to the TAB 17 times compared to 7 for the Jets.
And that's the thing, they're looking for the easy shots too, are the Saints. They're not looking for shots outside the arc as much as the Jets are at the moment. Someone who's been a real standout for the Saints has been Vodanovic. Seen his name multiple times, as well as Smith Milner. So it's their big guys on court who are really starting to lead, and that's why it's been so physical.
But it's not even the stat sheet per se, it's the mental side of things. You can absolutely see the frustration on the Jets' face when they've got Vodanovic on them, because he is a physical beast on defense, and he's just in their heads sometimes, and he's drawing a little bit of a little chirp, little chatter between the team, but it's all out of good sport. It's competition, and he is one of the best competitors I've ever seen.
It's also a wonderful atmosphere as well at Palmy Arena, because Wellington is so close and plenty of people have made the trip up, and the Saints, they have a very loyal fan base. They've obviously sold out quite a few games in the regular season, which is fantastic too. But both teams, of course, you know, the Saints, they're sitting in 5th, but still plenty to play for. You always want to increase your chances on the ladder. And then the Jets, well, they're sitting in 9th, and as we said earlier, you know, one win for any of those teams outside of the top 10 puts them, well, top 6, sorry, puts them straight in there.
It's so wild. I love that about this league is you can have a really, really tough start. Like the Saints, they had a tough start to their season, and yet they've clawed their way back into the top spot, like top 6. So, you know, it's anybody's game. The Jets, yeah, they've been struggling a bit, but a win here will be massive for them.
The Jets have 5 games to go in their run home. They go and play the Giants away and the Saints away as well, so they rematch not too far away, and then they back it up again in round 14 against the Rams at home, and then the final game is away versus the Hawks as Vodanovic tries to go for those points in the paint that we mentioned earlier. Heron trying to go the speed factor, kicks it out. This time Pippin right in the middle of the arc, but couldn't get there in the rebound, just bouncing into the hands of Leafa.
Yeah, he's in the right spot at the right time. Again, good offense, good ball movement, just couldn't get that shot to fall. That's exactly what they need. They need to get that ball moving to get a shot in rhythm for their star player, Pippin. Great rebound by Pippin there. He'll try to push the pace a little bit. I like this matchup for him against Dane Samuel. Maybe use his speed and his length against the brute strength of Samuel.
Blake, the mid-range too. Nice little settler, so the difference now 3. Adnam, Vodanovic looked for the 3, miscommunication, but it did fall in the hands of Adnam instead of Leafa. He's gonna drive, gets a 2 as well. That's nice work from Adnam, just tidying things up.
Exactly, and that's his involvement. That's what he needs to do. Keep driving, get inside the paint, because that's where he's a real X factor for the Saints team.
Twice in a row, Blake's gone quickly, and he fires a beautiful shot from outside the arc and knocks it down.
You've got to get a hand in his face, because he can knock it down from anywhere. He has that ability, and a little bit of a questionable pass there from Adnam. His ledger's clutching his shoulder. It's not a good sign. He's had a little bit of issue with that this season. Was out for a few games. I just took a hit. A little bit awkward there. Great job.
What happened there? I think he might have had his hand on the ball, and then when Vodanovic tried to rip it up, it probably just jerked his right shoulder.
Yeah, I hate those little awkward plays where it's just wrong place at the wrong time and you catch an awkward hit.
It's another trip to the TAB free throw line for Vodanovic. Gets the first one in. Ledger just checking with the referees how many fouls he had. They couldn't get the second one to go down through Vodanovic, so shaking off his arm at the moment is Ledger, and that's nice and pretty from Heron.
As exhausting as it is, that's what Heron needs to do, because he also has that first step speed and the ability to go coast to coast. Yeah, it's a big ask, but that's where the Jets are most lethal.
A second block as well from Ledger, certainly recovered from that arm injury. That one just falling short, but he's going to get a second look, does Blake. Second time not lucky either. It's a foul as well. Looks like it might be against Pippen.
It is on Pippen. I think he gave Vodanovic a bit of a shove in the back. But again, that's a testament to Vodanovic. He is going to be in the right position, and he's going to hold you off and be able to draw that offensive foul, reach over the top. Great body position by Vodanovic.
Pippen's going to take a seat as well.
Is that his third? I believe that's his third.
It might just be. So what can the Saints do with it? Leafa, he's just going to drive, kick the ball to Samuel. But it was well read by this defense from the Jets. Jones with an open look, and it just ricochets.
Yeah, just a little bit off there. I like that play by the Saints on offense. It was the right look, but just a heads-up defense by the Jets to get a hand on it and deflect the pass. The Saints have another chance here to extend the lead.
Pippen the second and Ledger both on 3 fouls for the Jets. Adnam with the bounce pass under the legs. Oh, Samuel probably should have finished that one on his own. And it was brilliantly read by that young man there, Judd. And I really like the way he's played today.
Absolutely. I love when he's involved, especially on the offensive end. That was a beautiful pass there by Adnam. But again, I think when the Jets are at their strongest is when this man is involved. And when he gets some shots up, drains a couple threes, they seem to find their rhythm.
You could also see in that GJ Gardner home replay, Vodanovic just having a go at Samuel as well for not taking that himself, because it's a bit of a height mismatch under the rim too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want in a teammate. You want somebody that's going to call you out, will constructively call you out and help you get to be a better player, obviously. But with the likes of Vodanovic, he does what it takes to win, and he's not going to stop at anything.
We always like the constructive criticism. None of this Draymond Green doing cool stuff.
Definitely doesn't work.
So Smith-Milner on the court, Samuel. Back to Smith-Milner, he's gonna go for a 3. And he's one of the most accurate 3-point shooters in the league, and Marcel Jones couldn't reel that in. Vodanovic, oh that's nice, just off the hands.
That's a great look, great find. And it's just tough. Marcel Jones looked like he had the catch there, and Blake was assuming he was gonna get it, but he just tipped it instead of grabbing it with 2 hands. And at this point, every possession counts. You've gotta get control of that ball.
It's a bit static at the moment too for the Jets. No one really moving, so Heron's having to take it in himself, and good defense as well coming in from Samuel, so it will be a Wellington Saints inbound.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. There's just a little bit of stagnation on offense. Again, relying on that one-on-one play. Again, great job by Vodanovic to keep his hand in there to make the catch difficult for Marcel Jones. Okay, the game is within 1. If you're this Jets team, what are you doing defensively?
You're the expert.
Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
Well, look, they just really need to get some stops at the moment, because every time they look like they're going to take the lead, the Saints just pull away.
Saints always have an answer, and that's not the answer for the Jets team. You can't have that miscommunication, especially with a big body like Elijah, and he's just proven his strength and size underneath.
Heron fires the 3. It was an aggressive fire too, just let that one rip.
You could tell he wanted that one, and that's the answer back that the Jets team, that's the best way the Jets can answer back, is with the 3 ball, because they're hot from 3-point land at the moment.
And again, just he's hardly left the ground that time.
He is a big unit.
Elijah Thomas, just his 2nd game in the Sal's NBL. Mid-season import for the Saints.
gotta count that. What a shot by Mustafa Heron. He is on fire. Get the ball in his hands.
And for the first time in a long time, the Jets are now in the lead. That is huge. We said no lead is safe, especially when Heron is on the court.
Look at that. Just a great job. Way to knock that down and draw the foul. Oh, that's what you want at this point in the game.
This has to be one of the most entertaining years of the Sal's NBL, that is for sure.
Just look at the talent, the depth with the local and the imports. It's unbelievable. What was the whistle during the shot? It looks like Elijah's saying timeout or a technical. Not quite sure what the team means. Could be a lot of different things, but I'm not exactly sure. Oh, a technical? Is it?
Might have been against the bench as well. Get some clarification soon. Well, bit of confusion. The bench, stats bench, all talking to each other.
Oh, it was a bench technical.
So they go for the fast break, and who else is there other than Judd?
Way to go, Judd. That was such a heads-up defensive play.
They need to convert this as well.
Oh! Fading away, knocking it down, extending the lead by 2. Is this the biggest lead for the Jets of the game?
Well, the confidence levels have skyrocketed at the moment. And again, just tipping that ball away. Ledger this time. That's what we said, Judd and Ledger, they've been great. And they've been assisting the 3. And we talk about Pippin, Heron, and Blake. They're certainly coming into this game.
Ledger looks like he's limping.
He just got stood on, but that was nice. Just a high ball from Blake.
How about that finish from Javion Blake? A nice little soft floater right over the top. And again, that all started with the steal from Judd. He didn't even see the ball. He just had his hands up because he knew Kyle Adnam was sprinting down the floor. Just got a hand in there to get that deflection and the fadeaway, beautiful touch by Javion Blake. And this Jets team is seeing their largest lead of the game.
We've been talking about it all game, the final 6. We don't know who's going to be there. Well, there's certainly some definites like the Tuatara and whatnot, but it's anyone's game at the moment. So get your tickets now. From the 20th to the 23rd of July is when it takes place at the Trust Arena. If you don't live in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland City, book yourself some accommodation and get a 3-day pass and watch some fantastic basketball. There's so much talent, New Zealand talent, international talent. It'll be such a great weekend.
Yeah, it'll be really, I'm so glad I'm not a betting woman because I would lose all of my money because my preseason predictions have been completely wrong thus far.
I had the Hawks topping the table, so I was
Did you?
way off. Whoa, way off. Whoa.
Yeah, I think I had chosen, I want to say the Nuggets. I think because I didn't know any better. I chose the Nuggets.
Certainly had entertainment factor as the Sal's NBL, and we're only in round 12. We still have 3 more rounds to go before we reach that top 6. And if you do get your tickets early, there are discounts available, so get in quick. Speaking of quick, some quick passing happening between the Saints, and just missed timing. His jump was Jones. 3rd time unlucky as well, and this is messy stuff from the Saints. Radar well and truly off, kicks it out to Smith-Milner. Can he bank the 3? No. Plenty of misses in that one phase of play.
Hey, all I can say, Elijah Thomas just cleared the way to get those offensive rebounds. He was just shoving them left, right, and center to get that offensive rebound. And Marcel Jones taking it out, letting them know, drained it in their face. And the Jets are with their biggest lead of the game.
Staring down the bench too. Liafa tries to cancel out that three, does just that as well. And that's what you expect from someone so experienced in Isaiah Liafa.
Yeah, that shut the crowd up real quick. But that's the excitement of the game. You want that back and forth. And a great steal by the Saints. Kenneth Tuffin with the finish.
You're just going to take some time to wipe up the floor here, but Manawatū is filthy with the referee on the sideline. I'm not too sure what the situation was here. Let's take a look. So it was...
Oh, I think he was, because, I forgot, was it Liafa on the ball? He kind of, really know how you would say it, rolled over the top of it, put his back to him, and you'll see here on the replay, just kind of rolled over the ball, and Blake unfortunately tripped over him, and I think they were wanting the foul call there, but that's just great hustle and unfortunate timing if you're Javion Blake.
Four-point lead to the Jets, and remember they trailed by 19 at one stage in that first quarter. People here at Palmy Arena, and just threading his way through the defense was Javion Blake. He had no right to get through there.
Absolutely not, but you see those handles are paying off. He has complete control of that ball anywhere on the court, and great defense.
Marcel Jones getting his hand to the ball as well. Can Blake finish? You bet he can.
With back-to-back buckets. This is the way this Jets team is going to take this game. They need to keep up this intensity on defense and make those shots on offense.
Open look for Vodanovic. And then getting the rebound to, who else? Judd. He's been so good today, has Judd. Pulling up for the mid-range was here, and he probably didn't need to rush that one.
No, definitely not. When you get that steal, you've got to capitalize, especially if you were down by 19. You finally have the lead. You've got to take care of that lead. But another thing the Jets need to do is to keep the big man Elijah Thomas off the board, because he is showing his strength and he is clearing the path. Fortunately for the Jets, he's off the court now, but he was giving the Saints second and third opportunities underneath the basket. Unfortunately, they get a little bit of a breather from his physicality, but they've got to get a stop here.
See, Tuffin is checked in to the game for the Saints as well. And that is the fourth foul against Ledger.
Heron was trying to claim that foul, but unfortunately Ledger was the one that fouled, and they need his size on the floor.
And Jones just took a seat a couple of seconds ago, and he's back up. Coming in for Ledger.
Jones could use about 10 to 20 more kilos right now to try to match the size of the Saints team underneath. Oh, but he does a great job hustling. Donnie Samuel taking it up strong. And he has been the story of the Saints the last 3 games, averaging about 20 points over the series, and he is really stepping up for the Saints.
He's got great elevation as well, does Samuel, for someone who's so strong and stocky. You know, he can just jump. He's got some good height, as Casey Frank was saying on Friday night.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's been playing extremely well.
Gotta love an agile big, that's for sure.
Just gives you that extra element, you know, because the Saints are so strong from the perimeter, but their bigs can also be weapons from outside as well. Oh, inside and outside, sorry, just like that. Toby Smith-Milner, he is a big that can drain it from 3.
Well, he's 4th in the league for 3-point percentage, which is pretty impressive for a big. Usually it's all the point guards, but Smith-Milner's in there.
He's got beautiful rotation on his shot as well. And great job by Blake to drive in there with the lefty finish.
Sent as well onto the court for the Jets. You can see in those bright pink shoes. A call there from the refs.
I think it's going to be on the rebound. Was it on Donnie Samuel? Just a little bit too aggressive on the rebound. I love that, though. I love that the Saints are, they're really pesty underneath. When that shot goes up, they're crashing the boards. Whereas on the Jets team, you don't get as many offensive crashers as you would if you were the Saints.
Dougal Meter as well onto the court, so he's applying some pressure to Momosea. Heron for the options, breaking away was Jones. Stent back to Blake. Blake finds Stent. Stent's going to go himself. That's nice work from Stent.
Beautiful recognition there. You saw the hard double on Javion Blake, and he was able to find Stent in the high post, and Stent did a beautiful job of faking that pass and taking it in, but called for the foul here, I think.
I think it's against Smith-Milner. Or is it against Stent? I thought that he had planted his feet. Let's see.
That's a tough call. That's a tough call.
It's almost like it was simultaneous as well.
Yeah.
But it's going to go the way of the Saints, so Stent will pick up the charging foul. So the blocking foul, should I say.
Look at that underneath. Vodanovic wants that matchup with Heron. Heron with no other choice than to body him up. It's just a massive size difference. Vodanovic using it to his advantage.
Heron not happy, and neither is Taufale.
He was riding him from behind pretty hard, and you are going to get called for that 9 times out of 10, especially if your arms are reaching forward. If your arms are straight up and you've got a body on them, the refs aren't as likely to call it, but he was leaning over him a little bit, and Vodanovic did a great job using his base to back into him and create that space. Such an easy pass from the perimeter as well, and that's how this Saints team has been able to dominate from inside. They just use their bodies and get into a phenomenal position, and makes it an easy entry pass for the guards.
Vodanovic couldn't get that one in, so the lead is 6 to the Jets. Less than a minute to play in this third quarter. Blake going one-on-one with Dougal Meter, pulls up. Oh, and that's so unlucky. We've seen that plenty of times for the Jets, just bouncing in and out. Bounce pass from Adnan to Vodanovic. He's going to go up one-on-one with Momosea. And he's just doing such a brilliant job of drawing the fouls today as Vodanovic. Huge game from the big guy.
I mean, you can see it here. He uses that size. He knows Pafe has no chance against him. Well, physically, I mean, Pafe is a strong guard, but when you've got someone with Vodanovic's size and height and just his broad shoulders, it's a really tough assignment. And he's been to the TAB line by himself more than the entire Jet squad put together.
He's 8 from 11 at the moment from the TAB stripe, is Vodanovic.
They're getting pretty lucky that he hasn't been converting on both free throws every chance he's gone to the line. And if you're the Saints squad, that's what you want. It's the third quarter and the free throws count. You've got to knock those free throws down, especially when you're making frequent trips to the line. You got to start knocking them down when you're down by 5.
24 seconds left in the third quarter, which means ideally, if the Jets use up their full shot clock, that will take us to the end of the quarter. So I'm expecting this to be slow ball until the last few seconds.
Absolutely. Let's just talk about the Saints defense on Pippen. Pippen, they've held him to a quiet night. He's only got 3 points. Only played 11 minutes. And that is really tough if you're this Jets team, because he is a huge X factor for the Jets team, and the Saints have done a great job keeping him at bay.
He's also had plenty of foul trouble as well, which is why he's only probably played 11 minutes.
Yeah, he is on 4, isn't he?
So 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Blake thinking about what to do. Momosea this time, he's going to drive, does the spin around, pops it in. That's nice.
I love that from Pafe. What a beautiful move. And just kept his cool, took the reverse, shot it right over the top. And that's what the local talent needs to do. They need to keep shooting the ball. We love to see it. 84-77, the Jets with the lead going into the fourth.
This is crazy stuff. After trailing in the first quarter, trailing at halftime, being down by
It's really difficult to guard. You can see his steps. He makes it look so easy, but it's off rhythm, out of, you know, it's off tempo, I should say, not out of rhythm. And a great job by Adnam there. But just to go back to Blake, he takes those between the leg dribbles with a slower pace to get you to relax a little bit. And then he lulls you to sleep and drives it on you as Heron takes it to the bucket again.
Well, Stent and Vodanovic were exchanging words earlier, and I think that Stent has picked up a technical foul. So what happened is he caught the ball from the rebound and then he threw it back to Vodanovic and it hit him in the face. And I don't know if that was on purpose, but they were into it earlier.
Yeah, because you're technically not allowed to touch the ball after a make if you're the offensive team. And I think Stent, he realizes that a little bit too late, and Vodanovic is there to receive the pass. And that's not the guy you want to throw it into the face of, because he won't let you hear about it.
He's already angry.
No,
we don't need to anger. Don't poke the bear.
No.
Stent, stop it.
But I like that about Stent. He's a pest, especially on the defensive end. Hard foul by Jones there. I don't mind that. If you're going to foul, you got to foul hard. But again, Stent, he is such a great role player for the Jets. He comes in when he needs to, and he hustles hard, and he is such a menace on defense. And you can see it. He doesn't mind the little bit of chatter back and forth. He'll let you know as well.
Well, it's been physical from the opening seconds of this game. We knew we were going to be in for a tough battle. has not disappointed. This matchup between the two neighbouring provinces in the south of the North Island, New Zealand. Samuel can't close the lead down to 3. And it is going to be Saints ball too.
Marcel Jones just seems to have a little bit of butterfingers tonight. Can't seem to get the ball in his hands. Always tipping it, but never grabbing it with 2. But he's also been massive on offense, knocking down some big-time threes for the Jets team.
We haven't actually seen too much of Elijah Thomas, the mid-season import, should I say end-of-season import for the Saints. You know, he's such a big body and he brings that physical battle, and now that it's getting a bit heated, it probably is wise to bring him back onto the court.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to get those second chance opportunities. Oh, what a great pass by Adnam. Dane Samuel just unable to finish. We're seeing a lot of those lately. I'm liking it.
More alley-oops, please. Let's see more.
We want some more highlight reels.
Speaking of highlight reels, that man usually there is walking highlight reel here in the air ball.
Oh, Marcel Jones grabbed that one. Just couldn't convert.
Almost couldn't put it back either. So Leafa now, miscommunication between Leafa and Lucius.
At this stage in the game, you've got to have all cylinders firing. Can't have costly turnovers like that. Every possession matters. It's a 4-point game. It could go either way. But again, free throws, which the Saints haven't been converting on as much as they should be. And possessions and turnovers, you've got to take care of the ball.
Pippin back onto the court as well as Ledger. Both were in foul trouble. Momosea can't convert from that TAB line. So Lucius, difference is 4. Leafa. Ledger in front of him, trying to find some space was Dane Samuel. He's going to go one-on-one against Pippin. Gets around him as well. Nice physical drive from Samuel.
Yeah, well, Pippin's got 4 fouls, and that's whoever's guarding him, get them the ball, because you want to try to get Pippin out of this game. Pardon me, if you're the Saints team. So post him up and take it to him. Try to get him that 5th foul. But if you're the Jets, you want him to go to work.
Ledger and Pippin both on 4 fouls. Unable to knock down the 3-pointer.
Oh, great hands by Pace.
And again, Momosea, he's going to draw the foul, pick up the foul, should I say. Lucius will go to the TAB line, and he has the chance now to level up this game.
Yeah. Lucius has had a bit of a quiet game himself, only 4 points. And this will be his first trip to the TAB. And again, if you're the Jets team, you've got to get the Saints off the offensive glass and then take care of the ball on offense. Use every possession, extend this lead.
Well, there's 6 Saints in double-figure scoring in this game. Vodanovic, Thomas, Leafa, Smith-Milner, Adnam, and Samuel. Just goes to show the spread and the talent in the Saints team as Lucius gets the first one.
And that's a beautiful look on a score sheet. If you're a coach, you want to see everybody contributing offensively. But again, you want to highlight the men who are doing the little 1% things, just like that man underneath. He is clearing the way and giving the Saints those second chance opportunities. And if you're the Jets, you have got to maybe put 2 people on him and box him out, because he's an absolute unit.
Thomas just kicked back into the court and picked up a foul. He is just attracting the referees like nobody's business. That's what happens when you're so big.
Yeah, so big and so strong.
Just knocking the ball out of the hands of Blake. Blake's pleading for the foul, and I think he has a case.
He does. Thomas definitely came down. I couldn't see from my angle, but Thomas probably got all ball, but Blake obviously doesn't think so.
Ledger back to Pippin. Pippin, oh, so unfortunate, but a great rebound there from Ledger.
Amazing rebound by Ledger. And that's something the Jets have been missing a little bit, is the offensive rebounding. And there's Judd in the corner, just can't get it to fall.
So the Saints now, it is all tied up here in Fly Palmy Arena. Thomas and Ledger, this could see Ledger out of the game. It will. Foul number 4, and it was a silly one too. They didn't need to get into it right in front of the ref. There's nowhere to hide on this court.
No, absolutely not. You see it there. Oh, looks like Thomas kind of hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I would say that's tough. And look, Tofale's not happy either.
It makes it difficult when you don't have a replay. You know, in the NBA, you can replay nearly every play if you want to. It's just unfortunate here you can't, and you have to go with what the refs call. And power to them, it's hard to see the whole court. You cannot see everything because you're focusing on the ball, you're focusing on your zone. And again, it's just something that you can't watch every aspect of it.
Brilliant rebound there from Blake. So we got our first player fouled out. Good Euro step coming in there.
Love it, Campbell. Off the bench, make your statement.
19-year-old Campbell Scott, loving it. It's probably the most emphatic Euro step I've seen in a long time coming from Scott.
It was beautiful.
It was almost slow motion. It was happening so beautifully. As Pippen, the second, has an open look. Oh, can't convert.
I think if you're Pippen now, you got to drive it, take it in. Maybe he doesn't want to get an offensive foul, but you got to get it in, build your confidence back up.
Wow, that's a confidence killer for the Jets.
And you said it before, the experience of Liafa, he always has an answer back. Put the ball in his hands when the Jets make a shot, and he is going to make a statement back. And just a little bit of a tussle here between both Jets players. They didn't know who was going to go for the rebound. Pippen ended up with it.
Miscommunication as well when you've got two tall men jumping for that rebound and then taking each other out. Take a look here. Yeah, Pippen took out his own teammate.
Jets just living and dying by the 3 at the moment. I'd like to see a little bit more penetration. Penetrate and then kick for the 3. It's just too many 3-pointers at this stage in the game. Get to the foul line. Drive it in.
And that's what the Saints are doing so well because they've got so many points in the paint. They're always collecting the fouls as well. The Jets, quite the opposite. Here's Thomas and Pippen. Two big bodies clashing. Thomas getting the better of him that time.
I think if Pippen were on 3 fouls, he would have gone for the block, but he's playing smart right now, trying to keep himself in this game.
Blake kicks it to Pippen. Judd, can Judd fire up a 3? Yes,
Come on, Judd! That's the guy. I love his 3-point shot. He can knock it down when the pressure's on. And just like that, we are tied. What?
He was looking for the alley-oop, and then he's having a giggle to himself too because Thomas was about to fire and get jumping up in the air and then ended up just bouncing off the backboard. And Smith-Minner will say he was always planning the 3 though.
I'd rather be lucky than talented any day of the week. He can get shots like that.
Judd again, another little alley-oop coming in from the Jets. It's really worked for them tonight. We've seen a few. Maybe we can put together an alley-oop highlights reel from this game.
Oh, 3-second call. That's a costly turnover for the Saints. Just unfortunate. He's such a workhorse underneath that he kind of forgot, he lost track of time. You can see the frustration. Tried his hardest. important. You've got to win it. You've got to find a way, get your team together, and string together a win. And that's exactly what the Jets are trying to do right now, as they came back from a 19-point deficit in the first quarter. And they're clawing their way, trying to get across the finish line, and a hard foul by Vodanovic. He doesn't think it was a foul, but Pippen will be glad to get some shots from the TAB. You see the drive here. Vodanovic just comes down. Yeah, that is definitely a foul, Vodanovic. Put your hands down.
But that's exactly what we said they needed to do, is they need to look for those points in the paint, because they need to start drawing the fouls out of the Saints.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's a bit intimidating. If you look at the size and the stature of the Saints team, I wouldn't want to drive in against them.
I'm not running it straight to any of those guys anytime soon, that's for sure.
Hell no. Look at them. They're so strong and they're so long. And I understand why they want to, you know, camp around the three-point line, but especially with someone like Pippen with his height, he's got a little bit of an advantage. Just stinks that he's got 4 fouls at the moment.
I wonder how much time they spend in the weights room during the week, the Saints team.
They're just natural. They don't lift weights. They were born that way.
Must be nice. That's nice as well from Vodanovic. Getting in the face as well of Pippen. You can tell he's really trying to draw that foul out of him. Smith-Milner, though, he'll be the one to commit the foul.
And Vodanovic, great job. Because anyone that's guarding Pippen, they need to get the ball inside and take it up against him, chest to chest, and try to draw that foul. But Pippen, great defense. Great job not fouling. Just don't want to give up that bucket that easily.
2-point lead for the Saints. They're currently leading 19-12 in this quarter. Make that 15 because Heron, Mustafa, really pulling up when it counts. So he reclaims the lead. How many lead changes are we going to have in this final quarter?
I love it. Hey, if we're going to let anybody camp on the three-point line, it's Mustafa here in this game. And a hard foul from Mustafa. He's a little bit shocked at the call, but I mean, it was a tough tumble to the floor. I think if we see the G.J. Gardner-Holmes replay right here, you'll see. Well, maybe it wasn't as hard as I thought. That was a pretty great shocked face. He sold it.
I want that to become a GIF.
Yeah,
I need to see that. I need to use that on all my group chats because he was not happy.
That was a pretty good. That was definitely a GIF face.
So Leapa, the first successful shot at the TAB line, make that 2. So now another lead change. The Saints up by 1. Look at the handles coming in from Blake. Just couldn't finish though, but here comes Scott with the rebound. Heron, breaks the ankles. And looks like Adnam is in a bit of pain there just when he changed direction. Trying to mark Heron, he's gonna keep limping there.
And that was a beautiful drive by Heron. Great defense by the Saints to get a deflection on that pass and create the turnover.
So Leapa just ordering his troops around, getting a little bit stagnant. Only one moving is Smith-Milner, so he decides to drive himself. No whistle there from anyone. So Blake outside the arc, pops it up to Pippen. He's going to go one-on-one with Vodanovic, turns around, draws a foul, and that, again, they need more of that.
Absolutely. If you're Pippen, the 3 ball's not falling at the moment, get the ball inside and go to work, just like Vodanovic has been doing to him the entire game. And that's where Vodanovic has been so successful. And that's where Pippen is successful in this 4th quarter. Great job by Pippen. Great job finding him underneath. It was a tough pass, but Pippen's got great length. He was able to bring it down and draw the foul.
So we're all tied up at 100 apiece. One more shot to come from Pippen. The crowd getting in behind the Jets, and it's been a fantastic crowd in that here at the Sal's NBL. Oh, couldn't finish, so we're all tied up once more. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. Miscommunication from 2 of probably the best in the Saints team.
Yeah, he's smiling it off. Not much you can do. Still a lot of time left in this game. But again, every possession counts. You've got to take care of the ball.
They need to get them to fall as well. Both teams sitting at 48% and 49% respectively, the Jets and the Saints, when it comes to field goal percentage. We've got two people wide open out here in Judd and Jones, but they don't need him.
The ball is on a string when it's in Blake's hands. He can finish with both hands on both sides of the glass. He's unbelievable when he drives.
Good defense coming in tandem from Judd and Jones. Trying to get a hand to it was Samuel.
And there's a good mismatch. They can get a little bit of one-on-one here with Blake and Dane.
Pippen the second. 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Oh, he'll be glad to see that one go through the bottom of the net. Pippen coming alive when his team needs him the most. And you can just feel the energy between the Jets at the moment. Look at them hyping each other up. I love it.
So much chest bumping going on in there. The muscle flexing, the chest bumping. Take a look at this.
A little bit of a sidestep, fade away from Pippen. Oh man, that's exactly what this Jets team needs. They need a win at home, and they've been struggling the past few rounds, trying to string together some wins, and that you can just feel the energy now.
That certainly has to go in the highlight show. Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. There's literally basketball from Tuesday through to Sunday. Monday, we give you just a little bit of a break. We've got to, keep you keen. Tease it out a bit. Tuesday nights is the highlight show. Wednesday, you got hoop heads. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got basketball. And then when Toihi starts, we're just going to have it all the time.
All the time,
Can't
full
wait.
throttle.
You never have too much basketball.
No, definitely not.
But we've only got a minute 15 left to find the winner of this game. What do you think's being said in that Saints circle?
You know, it's got to be a better job on Pippen at the moment. I mean, Vodanovic was in his face, and Pippen did a great job sidestepping, getting that three. But again, you've got to maintain that defensive pressure. I know they've been doing it the whole game, and it's exhausting. But 1 minute 15 left in the game. You've got to suck it up and try to get some stops on defense, and then take care of the ball on offense. You know, take a little bit of pride. Don't just throw the ball away. You've got to find a better angle. Vodanovic is doing a great job posting up. Find him underneath and let him go to work.
Leafa finds Vodanovic, does exactly what you said, but he can't finish. And while there's 3 Jets players fighting over the rebound, Pippen eventually brings it down court, wide open. Under there is Jones, and you can see it. They are loving it. They're pointing to the bench too. A bit of gamesmanship happening between these two teams.
I'm loving it. It's a super competitive atmosphere, both teams, with a lot on the line. And Kyle Adnam answering back, bringing the lead back within 5.
Doing it quickly too was Adnam, and going down in a heap was Vodanovic clutching his knee. So they need to make the most of this 5-on-4 at the moment. Pippen for the 3. Oh, it bounces away, but who is there? Judd. For me, he has been outstanding today.
He has been the key ingredient to the Jets' success of this game.
It's the mullet. It's the lucky mullet.
Absolutely. I love the mullet. And look at Marcel Jones pumping up the crowd. They have been battling this entire game. And a great, look at that. Again, it was a lapse of defense from the Saints. They look like they're shutting down, and there's still a lot of time left in this game. They're only down 7.
And they look like they're having fun now, the Jets. You know, in the first half, there's a little bit of arguing with each other on the court, you can see. But now, well, I guess when you're in the lead, there's not much to be angry about. But you can just see the attitude is a little bit different on the court. Just saw Jones working the crowd. You can see them hyping each other up, getting Pippen excited.
These are the type of games you want to be involved in. The ones that you do get a little chippy, that you're talking to each other, talking to the other team, and it's just, they're both competitive, and it's all out of the love of the game. And obviously, there's a spot on the ladder on the line.
And this is the right time to find your form, as that's a real wayward shot from Adnam too.
Adnam not shot many threes this game. He's only shot 3. He's 1 for 3.
As I said, it's the right time to find your form at the moment for the Jets, because they're one team who have really struggled to play to full potential. Better defense though coming in from Samuel. Never say never. Difference is 7. Leafa pulls up for the 3. He knocks it down.
He has been the answer back every time the Jets have made a play. He's found a way to get a 3 and to silence the crowd. And again, the Saints are in foul time now, but that's the guy you don't want to have a wide open 3, as he's knocked down, I think, 3 so far at crucial times in the game.
Gotta hold your breath now, Leafa. That is the man who you really want to go to when it comes to those clutch shots. Oh, he misses that one. Could that be crucial? 4-point lead. Can he make it 5?
Do you reckon the Saints are going to use their player timeout here if they get the rebound? Or do you think they're going to look to quickly transition? That'll be determined on who gets the rebound. And it's Smith-Milner with the rebound. And it is a coach's timeout or Sky City player timeout?
It's a player timeout because they haven't gone to the bench. So obviously with the Sky City player timeouts, they can only talk with each other on the court. And if you scan that QR code there, you can get your share of tickets to the big game. 10,000 community group tickets available. Just register your community group and you can go to some of these wonderful games that we've been seeing. And everyone who's come to this game has really been treated with the price of admission.
Oh, absolutely, it has been one for the books. It looked like a runaway at the beginning, but the Jets have found a way to make it exciting. And Isaiah Mucius with the 3 to bring it within 1.
Oh no.
What a shot. That was not the play that I was gonna think. I knew a 3 was gonna be shot, but I thought for sure it would be Leafa. But maybe that was the poker play. Make him think it's Leafa and then get Mucius off of the screen.
That is why we have the Sky City player timeouts. That was wonderful. Oh my gosh, a 1-point lead now. If this gets stolen from underneath the Jets, this is going to be heartbreak.
An absolute heartbreak.
That shot silenced the Manawatū Green Army. You can see the Saints supporters, they were ecstatic about it.
And Isaiah Mucius, way to step up. Comes off of that screen from Dane Samuel. Judd in his face, and he's just able to knock it down. So if you're the Saints now, you're going to keep applying that full court pressure, and you're going to try to create a turnover, and if they get it past the half, you've got to foul straight away. And don't let them burn the clock out. And if you're the Jets, now more than ever is the time to make sure you take care of that ball. Don't do any silly passes. Don't try to take any major risks. You've got a 1-point lead with 15 seconds left. You've got to find a way to use the clock and get an easy look or a smart shot. You don't want the Saints to have an opportunity for another basket. Curious to see here what happens as Marcel Jones has the ball on the sideline.
So what can the Jets cook up? What is in the kitchen? Oh, a foul.
Isaiah Mucius was just kind of tapping him. Wasn't really a hard foul.
Didn't make it too obvious.
No, he was just like, No, you've got to foul him relatively hard and obvious. Those little taps aren't going to get noticed too much. But he did manage to shave a little bit of time off the clock, Mustafa Heron. 2 seconds off the clock, but again, these are really crucial free throws as he knocks down the first. And he'll hope to knock down the second. If not, the Saints need to get that ball and get it out in transition, and he does. He extends the lead to 3. And again, they've got the coach calling a timeout for the Saints. 13 seconds left in this game. 3-point deficit for the Saints. Whose hands are you going to get the ball in?
Well, that's the thing. There's so many lethal shooters in that Saints team, not even just your point guards. I mean, we've seen Smith-Milner knock them down from 3. High pressure situation coming up. And don't forget, you've been loving the Sal's NBL, wait until the Tauihi season starts on the 12th of July. All games live on Sky Sport. We've also got the Rapid League as well, which is a new innovation. And look at Benny, Benny the Bear, trying to get his Jets up and running. Certainly working up the crowd. 13 seconds left in this game. 3 points the difference.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. We've seen every situation unfold in the Sal's NBL. Before this game, Kaysen, we said we hope this is a good one. It certainly has been.
It has been the most exciting Jets game of the season so far.
And the faithful, that Green Army, oh man, they've been treated to an absolute game. Gotta make sure there's no heartbreaks here. A 3-point shot certainly on the cards for the Saints. They can't give a foul either on a 3, especially if it's successful, because they can see the game go too.
Definitely not on a 3, but a smart play would be to foul and give them the free throws and then try to get the rebound. But, however, you don't want to leave a lot of time on the clock, because if they get another rebound off the free throw, then they have a chance to win the game.
And who are you fouling?
Oh, right hands!
It's going to go the way of the Saints. Heron, though, he got his fingers to it, and that just got a little time off, just a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Gosh, I'm nervous, and I don't even support these teams, but this is going to go right down to the wire. 7 seconds left. Smith-Milner, and that is a way you can hear the eruption from the crowd. Pippen, look at him, slams the ball down. Marcel Jones working, and look at that, an incredible win for the Jets. 111-108 after trailing by 19 points in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us here in Palmerston North. It's been an absolute thriller, but don't go anywhere, because coming right up, it's the Airs and the Sharks live from TSB Stadium in New Plymouth.